Hey, what's up guys? Happy Thanksgiving. Just kind of hanging out here. Yeah, I got the Christmas stuff up already. Traditionally, that's what I've always done. Thanksgiving Day, put up the tree, put up the decorations, watching little Willy Wonka, the original, with Gene Wilder. Classic movie. And just hanging with Gus. Gus is just chilling in his bed slash couch. He just had a little bit of turkey, so he's just kind of hanging. And of course, I'm laying on the couch over here. And I figured I'd do a little story time video and tell you one of the coolest things that's ever happened to me. And I wanted to share the story with you guys. It's actually something that I never told anyone. It was me and my friend Hannah. Something we did together, and we've always kept it, to ourselves. It's not something that you have to tell anyone. But I figured I'd share with you guys, so it's maybe inspirational for you to just do random acts of kindness. She's taught me a lot in my life, and one of the coolest things about her, and one of the reasons I like her so much, is that she's just so outgoing and selfless. She does so much stuff without any thought of what she can gain from it. It's just a matter of being real and being a good person and just being nice. That's all. And knowing that sometimes we all affect each other, and sometimes you can do something that just seems like not a really big deal to you, but it can completely change someone's life and change their outlook on life and how they treat others, And sometimes people are having a really crappy day, and you can do the littlest. You can open a door for someone, that has their hands filled with the grocery bags. I mean, you could some old lady drops a pen on the ground, and it's going to be a hard time for her to pick it up. Just you grab it and you hand it to her. Something like that can really change a person's mood, and it can change the rest of their day. You can really make someone's day. But anyway, I figured, going on the theme of being Thanksgiving and thinking of what I'm grateful for and how blessed I am in life and the people who I love and people who love me, stuff like that. I figured it's an appropriate story to tell you. But anyway, like I said, I am laying down, as is Gus, switching sides of his couch. So that's the perspective you'll get in this video. I'm sorry if it's weird, but hey, it is what it is. So let me change my camera here. There I am. Told you I was laying down. Wasn't kidding. So, yeah. I don't know if it's the turkey or running around or what, but I'm tired, so I'm laying down. I'm full. Big belly full of food. Actually, my plans changed. I didn't have anywhere to go this year for Thanksgiving, so instead of just doing something by myself, what I was going to do is there's a non-denominational church in my area, and they do like a big, free dinner for anyone who wants to go. And last year's a pretty big turnout, like 75 people. It's a small church, and this year they're expecting like 100 to 150 people. So I was going to volunteer my time, and I figured I'd go there and help cook and serve and all that kind of stuff, and it'd be something nice to do. But my plans changed at the last second, and my friends ended up staying here, and they invited me over. And so I went and ate with them, and it was the most amazing dinner I've had in a really long time. I mean, it's really nice. Ate early, Thanksgiving Day. I always eat early, about 1 o'clock or so. And it's weird because the food was phenomenal. She's a great cook, but like a lot of healthy things, they were just so good. Like we had roasted parsnips, and carrots with roasted garlic, and there's something else I had today for the first time ever. Some root vegetable. It was I can't think of it. Turnips. That's what it was. Turnips, and there was carrots cut into it. Really delicious. And actually, my favorite thing of all on Thanksgiving is stuffing. I love stuffing, especially stuffing, in the bird. It's my favorite thing ever, and they don't do stuffing usually because, it's a lot of extra bread and stuff like that. And to be honest, I didn't miss it one bit. I didn't even realize there wasn't stuffing until like way after the meal. We're having dessert and some coffee. And I'm thinking like, oh man, we didn't even have any stuffing. But everything was so delicious and so good and clean, and just, it was beautiful. So I feel very grateful to have been able to have a nice meal, and more specifically with good company. But the reason I'm making this video is I want to share a story and just spend the day with my friend Hannah and Charlie, and having the company and the dogs. Of course, all the dogs are together and stuff, which is really nice. And it was beautiful weather today here in Pennsylvania. But I want to share a story that it's an experience I've had with Hannah, and this was, I want to say maybe 3 years ago or so. we were out shopping for the day and, doing household stuff. I happen to need hangers from Walmart, and I needed to get some toiletry stuff, some deodorant and soap, and, shopping day, but nothing exciting, just crap you need for the house, And we decided to go to lunch, and there's nowhere to eat around here where I live. It stinks. We ended up going to Perkins, the restaurant, and getting lunch there. And we get there, and it was really busy Saturday, and there's nowhere to sit. So we sit. The only table that's available is like right in the middle of the opening to the dining room section. And I hate, like, when I go out to eat, I hate being in the middle of a restaurant. I feel like I'm on display, like I'm supposed to be dancing or something. And then you have this view of the restaurant, and like you catch eyes of people while you're eating, and I don't know why, it's just a strange thing. You feel like you're on display. I'm definitely a booth guy. I love just sitting in the corner in a booth, out of the way, just doing my thing, eating my food. But anyway, of course, we sit there, and I'm thinking like, oh crap, I don't like the position, but whatever. I was starving by the time we got there, and there's no other place to really eat. So we sat down, and I remember this must have been winter because we had jackets on. I remember hanging my jacket off the back of my chair, and it was packed. And every 2 seconds, someone would walk by and knock my jacket off. And it was so annoying the entire time I'm sitting there. Every 2 seconds, I would feel someone walk by, and behind my chair was a booth, and the booth was really in close proximity. So, of course, all these people walking by, especially if they were big people, they were just rubbing the back of my chair and pushing me forward and knocking my jacket off and stuff. I'm like, oh my God, this is horrible. So anyway, then I got my food, and I ordered some kind of sandwich, some kind of I don't know, it was a turkey sandwich on some kind of sourdough bread or something. It sounded delicious when I ordered it, and it was horrible. It was cold, and it was crappy, and I'm having the worst experience, at lunch. And the whole time, Hannah, her food was bad too, but she happened to order, and she's just smiling the whole time, and I'm like, what's so happy? Why are you smiling? This is horrible. I'm like, this stinks, and it was cold in there for some reason. They didn't have the heat on, and I just remember thinking it was so bad, and looking at her, and she's just smiling, and I'm like, what are you smiling about? What are you thinking about that you're so happy? I'm miserable here. And she's like, I don't know, I just feel lucky. Well, I always feel lucky if what I have in my life and stuff like that. And it really changed my attitude, and I thought, wow, that's amazing. But what really turned the whole day around for me was in the middle of our meal, a group of soldiers came in, a bunch of Marines. There must have been about 12 or 13 of them, and they all came in their uniforms, and of course, being a big group like that drew a lot of attention. Everyone's looking at them and stuff, and really just crisp, vibrant uniforms, perfectly clean. They looked like they were brand new. They all came in very respectful looking, and they all had kind of I don't know what it was. There was a feeling when they walked in, and it was a very kind of sad, very serious mood. And you didn't really know I didn't find out what was going on until later, but yeah, they came in, and it was just a very serious, straight face, no smiling, no laughing, no talking at all. And they went over and they sat in the corner of the restaurant, and they put a bunch of tables together for these guys. And, I didn't think much of it. I think, oh, there's a bunch of soldiers, right? As we're about to leave, I end up splitting the bill with Hannah and paying for this horrible meal and just feeling like crap and cold and picking up my jacket yet again. The waitress came over, and Hannah happened to ask, they're like, what's wrong with those guys? They look like they're kind of sad, Is something, are they going to some kind of meeting they don't want to be at? She was kind of making a joke, and the waitress said, no, they just came back from a funeral. They had just buried one of their friends that died in Iraq. And her face dropped, and of course I'm sitting right there, and I heard, and I'm like, it just felt so sad for these people. And just when, right when you think you have it bad, and of course I don't have it bad, but I'm thinking oh, this is horrible, and the food's gross, and it's cold, and just to get hit with news like that, these people just had to go bury their friend, And me and Hannah looked at each other, and occasionally we'll do these random acts of kindness, and it can be something very simple as picking up a pen an old lady drops because it's going to be hard for her to grab. Or it could be something like this, and we looked at each other and we said, you know what? We both agreed at the same time that we want to do something really nice for them, and we decided that we were going to cover their check so they wouldn't have to worry about it. And so we told the waitress, and waitress was like, oh, that's so cool. And we got their check from them without them knowing. They're eating their meals and stuff. And it was like $145 or something like that for about a dozen or so soldiers. And it's a lot of money, but me and Hannah split the bill together. So I ended up paying $60 or $70, something like that. And I gotta tell you, it was the best meal, the best money I probably ever spent my entire life. And we went over to the table before we left, and we said, excuse me, we don't mean to interrupt your meal, but we just want to let you know that, we feel very bad for what you guys had to go through, and we want to take care of your bill. And all the soldiers stood up, and they shook our hands, and they shook Hannah's hand and my hand, and it was such an overwhelmingly positive feeling that just that little tiny thing, and one of the soldiers was smiling, and gave Hannah a hug, and Hannah started crying. It was like a real emotional thing. It was pretty cool, but her being in my life as a friend, and she's one of my best friends in the world, and she's so inspiring, and doing different things like that, just these random acts of kindness, and really changing people's lives. It was the coolest thing that's probably ever happened to me. And it was just randomly giving back to someone who needs it. And they could have paid for their meal. That's what they were intending to do. But it was a nice little surprise. And of course, we thanked them for their service and everything. And it just made us feel really good. And we both cried like babies in the parking lot in the car. And we, so much so that we couldn't even get on the road yet because we were so emotional from it. And it was just a really, really cool moment. And it made me feel really good, and it was the smallest little way to pay back and show appreciation for these people who are over there fighting for our freedoms, and it was just really cool. And stuff like that, we can all do stuff like that constantly. It doesn't have to be something that's expensive. It doesn't have to be something that takes a lot of time. The littlest things can change people's lives. Just how we interact with each other. So it was pretty neat. And like I said, I would never, before I met Hannah, I would never have thought to do anything like that. It's not that I was selfish before, or that I wouldn't want to do something like that. It's just I would never think to. It would be embarrassing to me, or out of place, or I would figure it's none of my business kind of a thing. But just I'm very grateful for some of the characteristics that she's helped me to find in myself, because I've always had this in myself, but I never expressed them. And just the way to act and different, the way to look at life a little bit differently, and to see the grand scheme of things, the whole picture of life, and what it means for you. Because life does mean something different for everyone. Everyone has different goals in life, large or small, different things they want to accomplish before they die. And before you know it, you get old, and you go, where'd the time go? And I never got to do this, and I never got to do that. And you don't want life to slip by you. You have to find your own happiness, and just run with it. Find out what's important to you in your life, and go out there and get it. Accomplish whatever you want to accomplish, and hopefully you meet really good people, on your journey of life. And all the stuff, all my hobbies, it's all things to keep me busy, and I love hobbies. I'm so grateful for hobbies. I'm grateful for knives and guns and gear. It's stuff to pass the time. But really, the most important things in life you cannot buy. And there's so much truth in that. There are experiences you have with people. Because think about it, even like getting a cool knife, what's the first thing you do? You think, oh, this is awesome, right? Oh, I can't wait to use this, or I can't wait to display this. But ultimately, what you really want to do is you want to share that experience with someone else. You hop on YouTube and you make a video about it, and you share with other people who appreciate that knife. It's experiences you have with other human beings. I don't know. I just obviously Thanksgiving for me it's a big day. It's not just having a big meal or whatever. Getting fat and full. It's really about reminiscing on life in general, and looking at the grand scheme of things, and feeling appreciative for what you have, and grateful. I feel very grateful. So, that's all. Just wanted to tell that story. As Gus he's dead asleep. I know you can hear him, and it's probably, who knows if you can even hear me telling a story because of him. He loves his couch. But anyway, fix my camera here. I really do. I really do hope you guys had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Just cherish the people around you, because that's all we have in life. That's truly all we can ever really count on are people. And unfortunately, sometimes in life, the people you count on let you down. But sometimes it's good to forgive and forget. As long as the people don't make the same mistakes over and over again. We're all humans. We all do make mistakes. But I feel grateful. Thank you very much, for watching the videos and enjoying them. I hope you guys have a wonderful Thanksgiving. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Take care.